Hey everyone, it's Albie. Welcome back to my channel. I have another book review for you today. So I just finished Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey, and it was a 6-star read. I totally and absolutely loved it. It was one of my favorite romances of 2022, which kind of did surprise me because it is a holiday romance. But then again, I love the Christmas time spirit. I love Hallmark Christmas movies. I actually probably watch more of their Christmas movies in July than I do in like November to Christmas time. But this book was just really charming, and Tessa Bailey is just one of my favorite authors of all time. I love her comedic timing. I love her characters. I love her spice. I think she's one of the best. That's my opinion, but I just absolutely love this book. So it featured a really interesting heroine, Stella. She is recently out of prison. She was incarcerated for about 4 years for a crime that she committed. She did her time, and she is out back into the real world, so to speak. And she, on a whim, stops and looks at this really interesting but kind of mediocre window display at a very upscale store in New York City called, I think it's Viant or Viviant. I wasn't sure the pronunciation, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a sort of a dupe for the upscale store in New York called Bergdorf Goodman. I'm almost certain it has to be Bergdorf Goodman. Because they're really well known for their window displays. So she sees this window display that is really chaotic and lackluster. It has penguins that are making Christmas presents, and it's just not a really good look for the store. And she makes a comment to it, and this guy sort of sneaks up on her and is like, "Oh, what would you do different?" And not like in a jerky way, but like in a really inquisitive way. And she's very taken aback by this man. He is good looking, but he's also very neat and proper with a bow tie, which is very unique for New York City, I would assume. And he decides, well, we're actually looking for a new window decorator designer for the Christmas displays. Why don't you put your name in to be, considered for the job at Viviant? And she's like, I don't know. I don't think I should. She doesn't tell him about her past. But she decides to, on a whim, not enter in. She decides to send in her resume for the position, and it does include that she was incarcerated. And unbeknownst to her, she does get the job, and she also finds out that the man that was asking the questions is the president and CEO and everything of the store of Viviant. He is Aiden Cook. He is, basically in charge of the whole thing. And Aiden is one of those heroes that was just like perfect and ideal in my books, no pun intended. So what I liked about this story was that the main trope was reverse grumpy sunshine, which awesome. I love reverse grumpy sunshine. I will say if you're a person that has had sort of a bluer Christmas or down Christmas, I think you will really enjoy Stella in that she's moody. She's not really feeling the vibe of Christmas. She's very guarded, and I identified with Stella a lot, and I really enjoyed her character, and I just loved that Aiden was sort of this sunshiny, almost too good to be true gentleman. It had the reverse grumpy sunshine. It has the hero falls first, which is another trope I definitely enjoy. And Aiden is also, I think, what is called a Cinnadom. He's a cinnamon roll hero, but he can also be quite dominant in other places. So that was really refreshing to have. I will say there was a lot of really good notable moments in this story. I loved the whimsical Christmas charm that this story had. I love that Stella is a window decorator. I remember when I was younger, I lived a few years outside of Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania, and downtown Pittsburgh, they actually do really lovely ornate window displays. I remember one year, this had to be between 2000 and 2002, they had like a Nutcracker theme. I don't know if it was Boscov's or what department store it was. It might have been Lord and Taylor, I think. It's either Lord and Taylor or Boscov's, but this was downtown in Pittsburgh. They had a really lovely Nutcracker display with like Clara and then the Mice King and all that stuff. So that was really cool. And I just think that'd be the coolest job to have, to be the window decorator for a luxury department store. One of my favorite documentaries is one called Scatter My Ashes at Bergdorf's, and it's about the history of the store Bergdorf Goodman. And it does do a good bit of time on the window displays because they're so ornate and famous around the world. I'm pretty sure at least one of the windows is always done with only paper. So it's paper that's been cut into various forms that might have a ball gown and like a menagerie of animals. They're just really, really cool. If you're one that loves art and just really interesting display art, definitely Google like Bergdorf Goodman Christmas window displays or Bergdorf Goodman window displays because they are really, really cool. So I love that was our heroine's profession. I just had a lot of romance in the story. It wasn't slow burn because there was so much sexual tension between the two, which I personally love. I find that I enjoy a strong tension between our hero and heroine more so than like spice from the very beginning. I like that build up in the will they, won't they. I think that's just a lot of fun. If you think about like Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, that book is considered very, very steamy, especially for the time. It was like borderline, I don't know if you should read that, young sir, young lady, because of that tension that is brought between Jane and Mr. Rochester. So I personally, I eat that up with a spoon. I just love that, like, tension that's built between the hero and heroine. Some other things I didn't know I was into was the Cinnadom. That was really cool. Aiden was just wowza. Thank you, Tessa Bailey. Also, Aiden is my first bubble butt hero. So yeah, that was unique, and it had some really interesting and exciting and tantalizing scenes with Aiden and Stella later on. But it was a 6-star read. It was just so good. Like, I literally wrote in my my review that the spice was so good that my astigmatism acted up and my contacts were like, whoa, what's going on? So if you're looking for a Hallmark romance that has whimsical charm, a grumpy heroine, a sunshiny hero that isn't overbearing, with a lot of just romance and caring, and it was so good. It really was. It was surprising. I thought I would like it because Tessa Bailey is one of my favorites. But this one I just absolutely loved. I would love this to be a movie. I mean, they couldn't do everything that's in the book. I mean, I guess they could, but it'd be like NC-17, unfortunately. But it was just, oh, it was wonderful. So if you're looking for a holiday romance that is very spicy, but has a lot of heart in romance, I think Window Shopping by Tessa Bailey is something that you will really enjoy. It is, I bought it on my Kindle, so it's about $4.99, I believe. And I think right now it's on sale for around $10 on Amazon for a physical copy of the book. And of course, I think you can get it at other stores. I didn't see it at my local bookstore. But it doesn't mean it's not in a physical store as well if you don't want to get it off Amazon for whatever reason. Yeah, I just love this story. So some content warnings are, let me look it up. I have my notes. Shame from incarceration. There's mild guilt. And there is a scene of a panic attack. And I do have, I suffer from it really bad, really bad anxiety. And I do get panic attacks. So I wasn't like having an issue reading it, but some people might. So just note that for your content warnings. It was 6 stars and it was 4 on the pepper spice scale. It was very spicy and I enjoyed it very much. So everyone have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And I will see y'all soon for another video. I can't believe that Vlogmas is almost over. This is my last review of Vlogmas, and then I will do Friday my least favorites and Saturday will be my favorite romances of the year. And I'm definitely sure this one will be in my favorites. Have a wonderful day and I'll see y'all soon. Bye everyone.